We're in the sanctuary here at Decatur Presbyterian Church as we are looking at the process of renovating this worship space related to our capital campaign. And what we've thought about doing here in the space is to improve sight, sound, and access in the chancel, to the chancel, and out of the chancel. We've talked about removing the pews in the choir loft, replacing them with movable chairs, removing this modesty rail, bringing the chairs around at the ends where they curve around, and they will be slightly closer to the congregation than you see the pews now. With the modesty rail removed and the ends of the choir gently sloping to a curve at the end would enable us to feel more a part of the worshiping community rather than they and us. It'll be more of a we conception between congregation and the choir as one body. Musically speaking, this arrangement would allow this side of the choir to hear fully the other side of the choir when we sing. Right now, that doesn't happen, and it's very difficult being able to hear from one side of the choir off to the other. This will enable greatly and enhance the acoustical properties of the room. The chancel would also have a refresh and a remodel and a renewal. And part of the plan is to extend the chancel out about 4 feet from this edge, extend it 4 feet, and then have a few steps, 3 steps, I believe, going down to the sanctuary floor. This will enable us to have a larger space to seat more musicians and not have to rely on our stage extensions that we have to use to put larger groups of musicians in front of the church. So we wouldn't have to worry with that. And with the steps that wrap around the chancel, we would have permanent risers in place for all children who sing in worship in the children's choirs. So we would benefit greatly for that. We talked about sight, we talked about sound, and access. The access will have handrails coming up into the chancel from the floor, 2 in the front, and I believe 2 on the sides behind the lectern and the pulpit. The flooring in the church and in the chancel and in the sanctuary would be replaced with hard surfaces. We are deliberating right now exactly what those would be. But the carpet has to go. It's been in here almost 40 years. I believe 1987 was when it was put in here. As well as the pew cushions were put in at the same time. Those will have to be replaced. All of this together will enable a far greater sound for hymn singing, congregational singing, choir singing, anthems. So the sanctuary would be a much more live space to create music and experience God's gift of music in this place. We're here in the Narthex, which is the point of entry for most first-time visitors to the church, whether they come for Sunday worship or whether they come from memorial services or funerals or weddings. They enter through this part of the church. And we are talking about doing a refresh of this space, not anything architecturally changing, but doing some things to make it function better and to make it appear nicer than it currently does. And also the 2 restrooms, the men's room and the ladies' room back here in the Narthex, will be improved and made much more functional.